three. Is he out of ideas of how to raise the confidence of the squad that now haven't won in 11 games?
Listen, he's going to have to sleep. He'll have to sleep on it. He'll have to really think. He's getting to know his players. Listen, it was a gamble bringing him in, Beck, you know, because he's a man that doesn't know the league. He's a man that doesn't know the club. He's a man that doesn't seem to have any real strong bonds with any of the better players in the squad. So you're thinking, when he come in, you know, what's he going to bring? You know, I think they've looked at him and he's short-term replacement, and he looks like he's imposing, and he's a big man. They thought maybe these players need that type of leader. I don't know what type of leader he's. You have to question the group when you have different managers that have come in over the years, top managers, and they've not been able to get a tune.
Yeah, I look at the influence Michael Carrick's had at Manchester United, knows the club inside out, getting a tune out of the players straight away. It was a big gamble, and I think if it doesn't pay off, and you know, Spurs ultimately, if they do go down, I mean, we hope we don't, but if they do go down, then you know, whoever's made that decision, if this hasn't worked, there has to be some questions asked up there.
That's a good point, because when you're bringing in a coach in this type of situation, a manager, you're often thinking sometimes this is about what the reaction they're going to give with the players. You also got to think, what's the reaction of the fans? You know, because there's a synergy between the fans. And even when we come in it tonight in a massive game, it still felt flat before the game. The players started flat. The fans were flat as well. So you know, when you appoint someone, you've got to think, who's going to lift this place? Who's going to come in and lift the players, lift the fans, and put a bit of excitement and spark in them?
Have they lost experience in this side as well? Are players that know the club, Kane, Son, Dyer, people on the bench they're in, Ben Davies isn't in? Is that the problem?
I was saying that to Joe just while we were watching the game, actually. There's no players from the youth team, players that I'm just thinking, I don't want to harp on about my day, but we had players like Michael Dawson, Jermaine Defoe, Ledley King, Robbie Keane, players that knew the club. I look round there now, I think Archie Gray was the best player on the pitch for Tottenham.
He's
a young lad, he's 19 years old. Where are the leaders? I know Van der Ven went off, Romero's out suspended. There's not enough leaders out there.
Archie Gray played like a boy today who had the club in his heart, and thought, you know what, I'm going to leave this pitch having covered every blade of grass, and it stood out an absolute mile. And when you've got a 19, 20-year-old doing that, then that's a problem. They miss Maddison, massively miss Maddison. You know, he gives you, not only does he give you quality, he gives you personality. He wouldn't be out there hiding on the pitch tonight, but he's injured. He's sitting on the stands, you know, so you're searching for solutions.
I don't want to be overcritical, because they were down to 10 men in the first half. It was so difficult. And I mean, they're the leader at that time, best centre-half they've got, and he gets sent off. This is so difficult from now on.
So that was one point. They've lost one captain in Romero for the last 4 games. Today was his last one, but now they've lost the other captain as well now. It's just, they're their own undoing.
And that was anxiety. Van der Ven's a superb player, and he was brilliant for the first 20, 30 minutes, kept Spurs in the game, actually. But that was anxiety for a top centre-half. Never been sent off in his career. That split second when he decides to pull Sarr back, you know, I think in a relaxed Micky Van der Ven in a steady ship doesn't pull him back, because he recognises the touch was heavy. But there was so many occasions where they're making silly fouls when they didn't need to, turnovers of balls in the first half, and that all comes from confidence and belief. So the challenge is for Igor and his team is how does he get that back into the team?
Oh, it's the $1 million question, literally, to keep themselves alive in the Premier League.
More than $1 million if they go down.
Very true. Right, there's plenty more football coming your way shortly this weekend, and that is because we've got a busy weekend of FA Cup action. But before we do that, the games that he has been in charge on, and he just doesn't seem to be able to find the right solution. But let's talk about this one tonight, because for the first half an hour, not too much happened, and then from 30 minutes onwards, it all kicked off, and it started with an Ismaila Sarr goal that was disallowed.
Disallowed, you know. Listen, I know Tottenham fans got away, but it's the first time I've seen a goal disallowed for a nose being offside.
Literally his nose.
It was literally his nose, and yeah, I mean, you look at that and you're thinking to yourself, it's going to be our night. Here it is, look, nosegate.
I shouldn't believe that.
Me and Crouchy were saying,
certain players in our day that wouldn't have scored half the goals they've scored.
There's a few chalk
players are going to be getting nose jobs.
Yeah.
Literally, that's happened. But I tell you what,
Buglegate.
we spoke about the crowd in here tonight. When you get a moment like that, the crowds were behind them.
Jürgen, come in,
I'm going to
mate.
pause this conversation. Jürgen Strellarsen, hello, how are you? Come join us, come join us. Well done, great result. Yep, stay where you are. You can stand next to me. Oh, no, never mind, that's fine.
Someone that's taller
Good to
than
see.
me.
Yeah, there we go.
Good to see.
Look, well done out there. How was that for Palace tonight? Did you always feel in control of that game?
Yeah, I felt like first half we were the better side, and then they scored a little bit. I felt like out of nowhere, but we obviously got a little bit lucky with the red card. I haven't seen it back, but it from that moment it felt like we were going to win the game, and we had an amazing end to the first half, and great to get a goal as well.
How important was it at a club like this, where in a bit of trouble, to silence the crowd? The first goal. Did you feel that on the pitch?
Yeah, I can imagine for them playing here now, it's really tough. Obviously, I know all about that from playing at Wolves this season. It's been very tough, but at the same time, coming here as a visitor, I think that we're going to try to use that as a positive thing for us, and then play a little bit, get the crowd a little bit against us as well. And I think we did that well the first 30 minutes, and I felt like we got the game into our hands.
You look like you're enjoying your football as well. There's a crowd that they're having a good night, the boys, aren't they? Look. You look like you're enjoying your football.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel really happy here. The way we play, intensity, and the players around me, absolutely great players.
Just touching on the players around you as a striker, you always try and build relationships with people that supply you, right? Because you want goals. Adam Wharton, how good is he to play with?
What a player. I think as an attacker, when he's on the ball, he's just make a run and he'll find you. I think those two passes looks really easy today, but they're not. So I feel like
here's the goal.
Here's your goal.
Yeah, Evan does really well to win the ball, but those touches and that little.
You can see you're off straight away. Like you know he can.
Yeah, I know when he gets the ball, I'm on my way. So it's just about timing it, all about that. And then I saw the goalie come out a little bit, so I tried to nick it under his legs. And
yeah, you had a look there, didn't you? Yeah.
I have to say, mate, your all-round game today, your hold-up play, I thought your runs were very good. Obviously, great to get the goal as well. You must be really enjoying it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel the way we play is suiting me really well, and I can be myself again. The hold-up play, I've been missing that a little bit this season, so I feel like the players around me make me look really good as well, and I can make them look good, so that's really good.
Good amount of points for Palace now. There's no danger of looking behind. It's all up. Also, a really positive European campaign that you're still very much in the mix for. So a lot to play for.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to the next months. But now we get fully deserved weekend off. And
there we go. That's what he's looking forward to.
That's why he's smiling.
Gonna enjoy that. So it's actually been really tough these past weeks. Coming to a new club, 6 games in 3 weeks, and it's been quite hard. So I feel like we deserve that now, and great to end it with a win.
No, you certainly do. Thank you so much
appreciate
for joining
it. Nice
us.
to meet
Really
you.
appreciate it. Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
To meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There we go. I'll take that. There we go. 2 on the desk. But he is, isn't he? He settles into life well at Palace. He seems to be enjoying himself.
Yeah, he looks like you know when it fits. He looks like he's been there for years. Crouch, what you said, like he looks like he loves playing with Wharton and size. Got as a centre forward, he's got midfielder who can supply him. He's got pace around him, runners off him. It looks like it's going. He said Steve Parish has done another good job, because he's gone and done it early, because there would have been suitors for him after the World Cup, because I expect him to go to the World Cup and do bits as well.
I do when you join a club or you look round a club, certainly you look at the supply line, and I think for him, you can see he's building relationships. I think he'll get the amount of chances to score goals, and obviously Mateta not moving on, it gives him that kind of added. He needs to keep scoring goals. He needs to do well to when Mateta's back. He's obviously going to rival him for a place, but he's doing fantastic well.
I'll tell you what, them two up front together, it will be a handful if Glasner puts them together. That is a very, very lumpy pair of them.
Lumpy?
Yeah, well, it's you don't usually have a big man and a little man.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, it's a compliment. Okay. 2 powerful boys up front. They'll be a handful for anyone.
Lumpy, right. Put that in the next stat pack there under their name. But let's get back to talking about the goals tonight, because we were talking about Spurs fans, when Ismail Sarr's goal was disallowed. They really got behind their team and they thought, actually, potentially, maybe this is going to be all right. And then, lo and behold, the goal at the other end, Dominic Solanke comes up with a goal. Yeah, it's a great goal. It's a set piece. Archie Gray, I thought, was fantastic. I'm got to give him his flowers. He does so well here. This is the kid who was playing centre-half. Look at this. That's a good winger would be proud of that. And he finds a pass. Solanke, lovely little bit of movement, crouching, gets across him. Yeah, just keeps it alive, Archie Gray. Again, he was Tottenham's best player. He's 19 years old and he's leading this team.
pops up on the right-hand side, keeps it alive. Great bit of wing play, and I think that's actually a really, really good finish from Solanke. I think if he gets the service, he's going to get goals. Just doesn't. Obviously going to be difficult tonight with 10 men. Just didn't get the service after that.
Solanke lumpy as well.
Yeah, he's a big lad, yeah.
A little bit lumpy.
They're all big compared to me, Beck.
I know, we're like little borrowers when Strand Larsen was
know.
stood next to Crouchy as well. But look, the crowd are then onside. The noise that went off in here when that ball hit the back of the net for Solanke was amazing, but then they were their own undoing. Micky van der Ven, what was he thinking?
It is just anxiety, nervousness here, because there's a mistake, and then he's got to recognise here, Micky van der Ven.
You know what it's like, Joe? You know when you make a mistake like that, like he's give it away.
Yeah.
When you make a mistake, you don't want them to score from it.
Yeah.
You know, and he's overcompensated. He's got his hand on him. It's a definite foul and a definite red card. And then the game from then on, it's so difficult for them to get back into it.
Yeah, Ismail Assar with a cool, calm penalty. He was the calmest man in here.
He was his beautiful penalty, wasn't it? I love it when they do that little double step run up, and then he just stroked it home. And this is a kid, like 12.5 million they bought him for. You know, I know it's a lot of money, but in football it's not. And they found a gem there, and he was as good as anyone on the pitch.
We've seen Jurgen Strand Larsen's goal when he was there, so you don't need to see that again. That was 2-1, sorry. But then another brilliant assist for Adam Warson here.
I love this. This was the moment of the game for me, because this pass, first of all, into him, receive on the back foot, and the vision to just float it in there, that is superb. If Pirlo does that, the world's stopping.
It was beautiful, actually, the way he found space just before that. It was a great pass into him, but the weight on it teases Palhinha, and it teases Vicario to come out, and Sarr just gets there in front. It was perfection.
Yeah, perfection.
And a great
Warson
finish.
for the World Cup?
I would take him, but there's so many good players now. Elliot Anderson's probably a touch ahead of him, and obviously Declan Rice is in there. But you take him with that quality, because that you can transcend that to any place on any world. No, if he's playing against Argentina or Spain and he can deliver that quality, he's always going to be able to deliver it. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful pass.
Yeah, wonderful to watch. Right, let's hear the post-match thoughts of the Palace boss. Oliver Glasner is speaking with Liam McDevitt.
Well, all the work done there in the first half. How happy are you with your team's performance this evening?
I'm very happy with the first half's performance, especially, and I think even before we conceded the goal, we played well, and I really loved the reaction, because it was, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes before with the disallowed goal. It was a very tight offside decision, and then poor defending after a corner, and we were 1-0 down, but the reaction then was great, and then came back scoring 3 goals before half-time, and controlling the game was really nice to watch. But also, to be honest, we have to be self-critical in the second half. We didn't control the game how we want to control it. So we gave them too many set plays around the box, corners, throw-ins, and we were talking about it at halftime. And I think we lost a little bit of aggression, especially out of possession. You know, we would pass the ball, but we were not sharp enough on second balls because they went long. And so this is how they got the game into our defending third, and then always things can happen. But at the end, winning 3-1 with all the circumstances, having a new back three, and Dani Munoz gets injured after 15 minutes, and Nathaniel Klein has to come on. So very pleased with the result and with first half's performance.
Just quickly on Munoz, I know it's early. What does that injury look like?
Yeah, the shoulder. So don't know exactly. He's now in a shoulder. How is it? Brace? Yeah, shoulder brace. We will do further assessments. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Strand Larsen a goal, Ismail Assar 2, and Wharton with some great assists. That relationship in those forward areas seems to be really clicking since Strand Larsen has come in and been able to play and get his goals.
Yeah, all front three, and I know, yeah, it's now always the goal scorers or the assists, but for me in the second goal, Evan Guesson had a huge impact, because we're losing the ball, and then this is an amazing counter press from him, winning the ball back, and then Adam gets the ball and has of course the quality with a pass, great run from Jürgen, and scores. So then, but I see always the team's effort, and so all the attacking players were involved in our goals, and yeah, that's how it should be.
Still lots to be excited about, still in a European competition. Did the win tonight enable you to look upwards and the chance of qualifying again for Europe seem more possible?
The last weeks I was always asked about relegation, and now it's about Europe. I know in football it goes quick in both directions. So we focused, we focus now on building momentum and getting better, more consistency in our game. So yeah, with integrating the new players, we could see it works better and better. But on the other side, I see a lot of things to improve. But yeah, we're going into the right direction, and we're always competitive in every single game. Even last week or 4 days ago at Old Trafford, we're just 8 or 9 terrible minutes against Burnley when we lost the game, but everything else we're now back on track, and we're looking forward to the rest of the season.
Thanks, Oliver. Well done.
Great.
Cheers.
Will he be a happy man? But I think he summed it up perfectly there. Football changes so quickly. Talking about relegation now, it's all about European football. Yeah, I think that is a prerequisite of what you've got to be as a manager now. I think you need to be able to just be level-headed, because it's our job. We'll go relegation, European football, you know. We got the luxury of doing that. He just needs to keep his team ticking over. And by the way, they'll fancy the European competition as well. You know, with the players he's got and the firepower, Mateta coming back, hopefully, into the fold. Well, if they got Larnaca, but they've already lost to Larnaca actually once. Yeah, but they won't lose to Larnaca now. That team there is a decent Premier League team. You know, losing Munoz tonight with the injury and Lacroix, I don't know when he's back, but this has been built a very, very good Premier League side. And what they've done, Crouchy, winning the FA Cup, is you know, there's some of the players on the pitch there are Palace heroes for the rest of their lives. It's a shame that they haven't really pushed on, but still, they're still there. It still can be an epic season for them. Yeah, certainly can indeed. A really good night for Crystal Palace here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But for Spurs, the misery continues. 5 Premier League losses on the bounce, no win in 11 games. Igor Tudor has lost all 3 of his in charge. We hope to hear from him next. Good night for Spurs here at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Let's get the thoughts and reaction of the current Spurs interim boss, Igor Tudor, speaking to Liam McDevitt.
Igor, disappointing night. You've just had time with your team. What conversation was had and what information were you able to give them after tonight's performance?
No, it was 2 games. After red cards, it was second game. So it was a different game. Then second half, we tried. I saw interesting things second half. We wanted it too, but we didn't make. Very disappointing, like fans. Moment, we know everyone. Which moment is? We need to stay quiet, keep working, believe. After this game, I believe even more than before. Maybe it sounds strange, but is it? I saw something in the team. I saw that there's something even now in the dressing room after the game. So when we be complete, when they could now and choose the right guys, it will be good, I believe.
You say you saw something different. It's given you more belief. You sent the team out early at half-time. What are those signs that you have seen that give you more optimism that the situation can improve?
No, because I saw something, some good energy, some wish to do, some passion. You know, the fight. So it was there. Unfortunately, you know, this red card changed the game, but there are still 9 games to play. Still 9 games. The players will come. Now Romero is coming with us. Dancer was good today. Porro is totally different. So we wait to dodge it. Maybe other players will come. So when we complete, I think it will be good. It will be good.
On the red card, Van der Ven's been so consistent and good for this team. Do you think that's anything to do with the pressure from outside, the pressure of this game that causes him to make that decision?
We need to stop to speak about pressure. This is not the topic to speak about. But
do you not feel as if there is pressure now, 1 point above relegation? It's not. I know you knew this job was going to be difficult, but does that not come with pressure?
Not speak anymore about pressure.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
What do you make of the end of that interview there? Is he shutting down? No, listen, no manager wants to come out after a defeat and speak to us because, listen, whatever the questions are, you're going to say what you think needs to be said. For you, you're not going to answer a straight question with a straight answer because football managers have never done that. They never will do it because you're managing expectations. What he said, I agree with what he said there, Crouchy. When he sees signs in the second half where there was a bit of bite and a bit of togetherness, they actually did better with 10 men.
you know. And I think what he went back with Liam when they're about pressure is because, you know, that's exactly the bubble he's got to pop within his team. They've got to play without pressure in the pressure situations. You've got to find whatever that thing is that makes your team go out there and makes this whole stadium get behind them. And rather than play like they was at times where they was nervous and anxious and making mistakes that they usually wouldn't make.
Are Spurs the worst team in the Premier League right now?
Well, I think since Christmas in 2026 is proven that is the case. So, yes, is the honest answer. Wolves have picked up a little bit, you know, bottom of the league. There's certain teams around, West Ham, they're picking up points. Nottingham Forest. Spurs at the moment, form-wise, without doubt, are the worst in the league, and that is, you know, considering where they've been, what they've built. But the problem is here. I look round on the pitch here. Palace are a better side for me. Before the game, with 11 men, there's not many players that I'd take from Tottenham's team and put in Palace's. I genuinely think they're a better side, and that reflects in. You know, and that goes down to recruitment, and it's been poor for a few windows now. You know, they talked about, I think, Ange Postecoglou talked about the players he wanted to bring in and what they did bring in, and that's no slight on Solanke and Archie Gray and the young players that they brought in at that time. They're good players, but the players of the calibre he was talking about has not been brought to the club, and unfortunately, if you have a couple of bad windows, and Spurs have had more than that, I think you end up in a position that you're in now. And I look round the pitch now, and there's a distinct lack of quality, and there's a lack of characters, and that combination is a combination that ultimately can get you relegated.
Do Spurs stick or twist with Igor Tudor?
I mean, it's a tough one because as a person, you know, he's come into an impossible situation. You know, I just think it was a strange appointment at the start because of in an interim, all the things we listed, Premier League experience, knows the club, that can lift the crowd. He hasn't got them, so he just hasn't got them. But he's obviously a proven manager. He's managed Juventus, managed big clubs. But I think looking at the fact that they brought him in, they would have known that might have been a gamble, and then maybe they'll look at it and go, I don't know again. I said at the start, I thought this was absolutely nailed on for something like a Robbie Keane, someone who's gone and proven himself a club legend. You know, with a Glenn Hoddle or Harry Redknapp, you know, someone who's a bit of experience over the top of him.
A bit of experience, yeah. It just feels like, at least with that, the crowd are buzzing. You know, like you get at least what you've done, you've galvanised it. Everyone's behind you, and they're willing you to do well. And even if ultimately it doesn't work, at least the crowd have been lifted, and you feel like you've got that 12th man. You're trying to get out of it.
All right, well, we wait to see. Spurs 1 point above the drop as it stands right now. But that's another.